Louisiana beer reviews. Maine Beer Company, Little Whaleboat India Pale Ale. So Little Whaleboat, do what's right. All right, so it's from Freeport, Maine. This was given to me by Dustin. Thank you, Dustin. He said he found this in Texas. 9th of April 2024. Drink this beer fresh within 90 days of the stamp born on date. So we got that done. 6.5% alcohol, no bitterness units listed. Never seen Maine beers in Louisiana. It's not a plain cap. Looks like a plain cap. It's got a little plant on it. Looks like a marsh weed. Introduced in 2021, they use American two-row Maine Malt House Pilsner malt, Blue Ox Light Munich malt, and Blue Ox wheat. Those are the grains. Now the hops are Citra, Columbus, Mosaic, and Talus. T-A-L-U-S, Talus hops. It gets a 92 out of 100 on Beer Advocate. They say outstanding. And 80 out of 100 on Untapped. And most beers on Untapped never make it to the 80s. So let's check it out. There are a few video reviews for it. Not many, but a few. I intend to watch them. All right. 500 milliliter bottle. In America, the big bottles are typically, big cans are typically 473 milliliters, not 500. All right. Thick white head, maybe slightly off white. Now it's a hazy day. It's hazy, like an IPA. Maybe not that hazy. It's very humid and it's very warm. It's going to be quite hot, mid-90s today. You can see I got to cut the grass, so I'm going to be burning up out there in about 2 hours. I got to wait till about 10 o'clock so it'll dry up and I'll cut wet grass. But it's going to be a hot and sweaty experience. But this mower does a good job with its Black & Decker engine. All right, Black & Decker motor. I bought that at Lawn Machines. I bought it at Home Depot, the Home Depot. All right. It's yellow. Not really gold, more like yellow. All right. Especially with that haze obscured sun shining through it. Let's go with the aroma. It's fruity, like pineapple, maybe some white bread. Kind of typical India Pale Ale. It's somewhat hazy, not too, well, it's not transparent, it's more like translucent. All right, taste time, cheers. First thing I notice, I can pick up on that wheat. A lot of these IPAs, when they have the wheat, you can pick it up. It's like a white wheat bread. I noticed that with Florida Man from Cigar City, and I noticed that with some of the Abita strong IPAs that have that wheat component, which I don't necessarily love, but it's in there, so well, it is there. And I don't know the reasoning behind doing it, but they do it. They even add wheat to Bourbon County brand stout. Once again, I don't understand the reasoning. But any brewers can let me know. Bitterness is there, so sweetness is there. 3 out of 5 sugar cubes. Bitterness, I don't know what the IBUs are. Like I said, I don't know why they didn't put that down, but 3.5 out of 5 hop cones, let's say. And I think that might be pushing it. So it's not a particularly bitter beer. Lagunitas IPA seems more bitter. And Lagunitas IPA has dropped their bitterness units. Lagunitas went from about 52 IBUs, 51 and a half, down to 45. Now it's going a little sketchy on the low level, right? So why did Lagunitas drop 6.5 points out of 100? I think it was to make that classic India Pale Ale more palatable for people that aren't into the bitterness. Now Stone IPA is more bitter than this, for sure. Terrapin Hopsecutioner, certainly. Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA, definitely. Not the atomic, not the the nuclear chain reaction one. That 9% which to me is too sweet, and it's not like a real India Pale Ale. To me, it's more like American Strong Ale of some sort. Harpoon IPA is more bitter. Goose Island IPA is more bitter. Just trying to give you some frame reference points. Shiner Wicked Ram was more bitter, but then the Wicked Weed's Pernicious IPA, which I wish they'd bring back to Louisiana if it's the original form that we tried about 9-10 years ago. I'm just bringing this up. This is more on par with like the Beta current strong IPAs. The 6.5 is not really strong at all. But those are low bitter. Most of the Shiner ones are low bitter. They did make one that was more traditional West Coast that was high. That's an exception. Same thing with the Santan that Mo sent me. You had 3 out of 4 that were low bitterness, more fruity oriented, sweet oriented, and then you had one, the green label, the West Coast style, was more traditional. This one is like maybe more like the Beast of Both Worlds from Lagunitas, like a hybrid. Hard to say. I guess the bitterness is building though. I'm going to guess, which is typical, I'm going to guess that the IBUs are 50, perhaps 55. It's a relatively light body though. It's a low medium body, which is different. Mostly dry finish. So is this head and shoulders above what I already named? Well, yeah, some of what I named. But over just some of those mass production IPAs, like I said, Harpoon, Goose Island, Stone, Lagunitas, Bell's Two Hearted, the old Shipyard IPA, which we used to be able to get. I wouldn't say that. It's just on par with those, honestly. And the body's a little thin. I have only one bottle, so I cannot do blind taste tests, but that's just there's a little chalkiness too. A little chalkiness in the mouthfeel, which I'm not in love with. Well, lemon yellow. Yeah, it's nice, but I don't think their beers are like $18.99 a 12 pack. Like the ones I just named, you can find those at Walmart, $18.98 a 12 pack. I think these are more like $7 a bottle. I'm not sure of it, like $6.99 a bottle. So I can't. No, I don't think it justifies that. I like that they still do bottles. Everybody wants to go to cans. Everything is cans. I didn't talk about High Lie, a wonderful IPA, which I did see recently at Winn-Dixie here. I should revisit that one. It's so wonderful. It used to be. From a company that's kind of going off the road. It's good. All I can say is good. Like when I first, you could probably see my face. My first taste of it was like, this is not some 90 something. Yeah, it's good. It's like an 85. B. It's a good IPA. That's all I can say. It's a good IPA. Hey, you want a good IPA? Drink this. It's a B. But, and then some people will tell me, why you got to bring up all these other beers? They don't matter. Only review that one. That's the only one that counts at this time of the recording. Forget all the rest. You shouldn't make comparisons. Well, I think I should because I have to buy. I mean, this was given to me. I get that. But I buy my beer. And I don't contact beer companies saying, oh, hey, I'm a reviewer. If you would like to send me some samples, I'll be glad to give reviews. I don't do that. I've never done that. I've never sent an email to a company saying, send me something. I've had companies email me. That was, it hasn't really happened lately. I haven't seen too many beer reviews talking about that lately. I guess it kind of died out. I guess they figured there wasn't much payback for it. Not a lot of benefit from it, but that's fine, but I know they got other people that do it, and I don't take issue with that. That doesn't bother me. If you want to ask beer companies to send you beer, that doesn't matter to me. I just don't want to take the time to do it, honestly. I just don't feel like doing it. If that's laziness or something, I don't know. But yeah, I do bring in the price comparison and value per ounce and everything. I do bring that in because people that watch, everybody that watch these videos have to buy the beer. It's not like people are running up to their house and giving them beer, or their apartment, rental house giving them beer. So hey, if I'm buying it, I'm evaluating it, I'm going to talk about it. And this one is not living up to what I believe to probably be the price point. Same thing with liquor, bourbon. People are like, oh man, I found it. I was on the waiting list. I found it. Isn't it awesome? And I'll taste it and I'll be like, it's bourbon, it's not awesome. I like it, but I could buy a lot of other ones for like a third of the price that's just as good. But of course, I would never tell the people that because they get upset. I just say, man, I'm glad you, I try to frame things a certain way. I'll be like, man, I'm glad you found it. That must have been something being on that waiting list, huh? I'm glad they called you. It's like I make generalized statements that really are not germane to the topic because I don't want to upset the people. But then what I'm thinking might be like, glad I didn't pay the $75. And it's like that with beer too. I'm be like, glad I didn't pay that, but it is what it is. So it is what it is. So I'm going to say a good India Pale Ale. Not that that's difficult to find because frankly it is not. If you could buy actually most excellent, we talking about 95s, not 85s at Walmart. Something to think about. And I'm thinking, and I'm going to end this review by saying, laissez-les bon temps relate. Y'all go to Maine, which I've been to Maine more than once, and I would like to return, and take a brewery tour.